What is up, fellas? Today is January 21st, 2026, and today I made just over $5,600 day trading NQ. I made $515 across my 11 accounts I had copy trading, on top of making like $900 pre-market, but I won't even count that because I'm not going to show you my pre-market trade because I trade pre-market differently. But anyways, if you guys don't know, I have the simplest inversion system in the space. Simplest model, 3 confluences, easy to put together, get really good at a few things. That's my theory. If you want to learn how to do what I do, link in description, free Discord. I teach my model entirely for free in there, on top of live trading it every single day. So you can take these trades alongside me if you so wish. That being said, today was what I felt to be beautiful price action. I couldn't ask for much more, so let's get right into the recap. All right, to be completely honest with you guys, this was possibly the most textbook setup I have seen in God knows how long. It was such an easy setup to take. So I truly don't think it's going to take me that long to recap this because, quite honestly, it was pretty easy. So as we all know, and as I'm sure all you guys have seen on TikTok or in your own learnings, we had this ginormous new week opening gap above that I wanted to use as a draw on liquidity. So we had this new week opening gap. I knew this was going to be a big, strong draw on liquidity. I was amazed it didn't get hit yesterday, but that's besides the point. So I was looking for price to rotate towards this gap, and I was pretty heavily bullish. I'll put my bias on screen now for you to read, but I was bullish because of this new week opening gap. That being said, aside from that new week opening gap, we had an imbalance of price right here. We had 2 stacked up 15-minute fair value gaps, which was kind of holding price down, and I knew we were going to have to run through these if we wanted to make any sort of rotation higher. And you'll see a few minutes into market open, we had not market open, pre-market. By 9:15, we had inversed all these gaps. So we had a strong draw, new week opening gap to the upside. I talked about my conditions in my daily bias, which was those 2 fair value gaps, and we had just ran through those. So seeing this, I wanted to look for a long just based off these inversions. I knew that was what was holding us down. If we ran through these, we were good to go, and that's what we did. So that being said, we did make a really big move pre-market, which I don't normally like to see. And if you'll notice, you use the fib, we were pretty extended. We were well over equilibrium in the range. I wanted to see us trade back towards equilibrium, whether it was with market open or before market open or around 10 a.m. I wanted to see some sort of rebalance play so we could kind of rebalance this, then rotate towards the upside. I thought it would look something like this and then get your long opportunity to the upside. That's what I was kind of looking for, whether it be soon or within like the next half hour. That's what I wanted to see. And on top of having equilibrium below, we also had this big unfilled 15-minute fair value gap. This was my new condition on the day. If we held this, we were definitely going to the new week opening. And if we inverse this, we'd probably just dump again today. So this was my condition on the day, and that was what I was looking to see. Okay, so I knew my conditions, and I decided I just was going to let market open and see what presented itself. So you'll notice, upon market open, we immediately traded into this 15-minute fair value gap. Now, this was my sign that I wanted to see we should probably react off of this. Problem being, we had no inversions to take. We had no good fair value gaps in the leg. Nothing was clean. So quite honestly, I just sat there. I just sat on my hands, and I just waited. And I kept waiting. Knew we filled in this 15-minute, and then you'll see we trade a little bit higher. I was like, oh shit, maybe this is going to be the play of the day, but no. Finally, we dump back into the 15-minute, almost fully fill it in, resweep this low, and perfectly balance the equilibrium of this leg. Now, what you guys will notice in the process of doing this, we had made this 1-minute fair value gap. Literally every single one of my conditions I came up with pre-market was met, and we just had one single fair value gap that was holding us down to run the entire leg to the draws that I wanted. So this was going to be my entry confluence, was this 1-minute IFEG. My plan upon entering was going to be to break even at this internal high right here. That was going to be my break even point, and my partial take profit was going to be at the internal high from pre-market session. And then if you go over to the hourly time frame, you will see we have this big unfilled hourly fair value gap, and my chart kind of gave away what happened there, but you see we have that hourly fair value gap. That was going to be my final draw for the day. 1 minute being the highest time frame inversion in the leg. That was all I needed to enter. You'll see, which is beautiful, within the next candle, we got the 1-minute inversion. This is where I took my entry. It was absolutely beautiful. I mean, we immediately hit break even, started running towards take profit 1. There wasn't really anything wrong with this trade. And I mean, clearly it played out, but this was one of those positions where I wasn't going to have a hard stop loss. Just if there was a closure below the inversion, I was going to get out. But I mean, clearly I didn't even have to worry about it. And we ran 489 ticks, over 120 points towards a draw, which I had. You could ask, why didn't you hold till the new week opening gap? Well, I mean, that's literally a fucking 1,000-tick trade. I have no reason to try to hold a trade that long. I got my piece of the pie. I knew that was the draw on liquidity, but that does not mean I'm going to take the trade fully to that draw. I just know that that's where price is drawing towards, but might not necessarily get hit. You will see throughout the remainder of the session, we did end up filling in that new week opening gap, which was the high time frame draw on liquidity. And I mean, it was just so obvious. I mean, we filled it in within like an hour after having my trade. And I mean, clearly that was just where we wanted to go on the day. I mean, you have to understand liquidity draws. You have to understand that this is where price is drawing towards and why price might draw towards it. And once you get that down, your trading is going to become that much easier. Overall, I felt today was an absolutely free trading day. I thought it was really easy, really clean draws, really obvious setups. And I mean, I capitalized. I took it, I copy traded, and it paid off. I did this live in front of everyone. Like I said, if you want to live trade with me, join the Discord. Link in description. Entirely free live trading and my model broken down there. No reason you shouldn't join. About 250 members, very active community. And I got my piece of the pie today. I'm happy with how today went, and I can't complain. And that might end my trading week. We'll see if something beautiful presents itself tomorrow. I'll take it. But I mean, looking at my news calendar, tomorrow we have a lot of news pre-market, and then Friday's kind of weird with the news. So pre-market news might be good for tomorrow, but we'll see tomorrow. That being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you can learn something from these trade recaps, and I will see you all in the next recap.